In this video, we'll be talking about the science behind my innovation. Let's start off with chemistry. There is a chemical called BPA which is related to a baby bottle. Exposure to BPA is a concern because of possible health effects of BPA on the brain and prostate gland of fetuses, infants, and children. It can also affect children's behaviors. A way to resolve these issues are 1. Use BPA-free products. Manufacturers are creating more and more BPA-free products. Look for products labeled as BPA-free. If a product isn't labeled, keep in mind that some, but not all, plastics marked with recycle codes 3 or 7 may be made with BPA. Second one, avoid heat. The National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences, part of the National Institutes of Health, advises against microwaving polycarbonate plastics or putting them in the dishwasher because the plastic may break down over time and allow BPA to leach into foods. Number 3, use alternatives. This is the most common way, as using glass, porcelain, or stainless steel containers for hot foods and liquids can prevent BPA instead of using plastic containers. Let's talk about biology now. What is biology? Biology is a natural science that studies life and living organisms, including their physical structure, chemical process, molecular interactions, physiological mechanisms, development, and issue. How is biology related to my innovation? Overfeeding a baby often causes the baby discomfort because he or she cannot digest all of the breast milk or formula properly, when fed too much, a baby may also swallow air, which can produce gas, increase discomfort in the belly, and lead to crying. An overfed baby also may spit up more than usual and have loose stools. Although crying from discomfort is not colic, it can make crying more frequent and more intense. Secondly, children diagnosed with malnutrition are either undernourished or overnourished. Undernutrition is an imbalance between nutrient requirements and intake. Children who are undernourished can lack energy, protein, or micronutrients, and the condition may negatively affect growth, development, and other outcomes. Overnutrition is caused by excessive nutrient intake. Being overnourished can lead to various health problems and obesity caused by excessive nutrient intake. Let's talk about the carbon footprint. I used three main materials: cotton, plastic, and aluminum. The carbon footprint of cotton was 300 pounds of carbon per acre. Chemical pesticides are used for growing cotton. Around 20% of all chemical pesticides are used on cotton. It has a small carbon footprint in comparison to other materials. Next is plastic. Burning 1 kg of oil creates about 3 kg of carbon dioxide, which means the carbon footprint of plastic is about 6 kg of CO2 per kg of plastic. For 5 plastic bags, you get 1 kg of CO2. Most of the world's plastic is used for packaging, 35% to be precise. Recycling of plastic saves on average about 2.5 kg CO2 per kg of plastic. Next is aluminum. About 21% of global greenhouse gas emissions are contributed by the industrial sector, of which aluminum industries account for 1%. Aluminum is infinitely recyclable without degradation to the material. Recycling aluminum also saves more than 90% of the greenhouse gas emissions associated with primary aluminum production. Typically, 1 pound of aluminum replaces about 1.6 pounds of steel, 3.8 million tons of CO2 emitted by aluminum-related process. That was the science involved behind my innovation.